Bum, bum. All right, here we go. What is up? Let's get all this rocking and rolling. We're live on Facebook, live on Instagram. All right, we live all over. Perfect. What's going on, everybody? So, I wanted to do a book review. I actually was recommended this book by someone that I respect. And anytime someone that I respect suggests a book, I immediately purchase it. So I purchased it on audio, and I actually purchased the hard copy. So the book is The Glucose Revolution. It's by Jessie. I don't want to butcher her last name, um, but let me just show you. Jessie, whatever her last name is. I don't want to butcher her last name. So it's called The Glucose Revolution. Great book. Strongly recommend. So first of all, let's talk about who this book is for. So I think this book is for anybody that's looking to take their health to the next level. And when I say take your health to the next level, you're concerned about things like, man, you want more energy, you want more vitality, you want to get more out of life, you want to maximize life. This book is definitely for you. This is also for, I would strongly recommend this for anybody. If you have PCOS, like, you need to read this book. If you are a diabetic, you need to read this book. If you are borderline diabetic, you need to read this book for sure. Definitely, anyone that fits in those categories, I would strongly recommend this book. So that's kind of the who it's for. A little bit about the author. Usually, most books at the very beginning, the author will kind of tell a little bit about themselves. Jessie actually shares her story at the beginning of this. What your story is very, very powerful. Normally, honestly, I get bored when authors share their story, but hers, it not only was a great story, it goes in a lot. It's in perfect alignment with the book. So just to kind of give you a really quick synopsis on her story, I believe she was 19 years old. She went on a trip with her friends. They decided they were going to dive off some huge rock from high up. Her friends warned her, showed her, and told her exactly what to do. When she jumped off, she forgot everything that she was supposed to do. Anyway, she ended up shattering her spine in like 18 different places, something crazy. And her whole life changed. And that's what kind of sent her down this path. So her story was really good. So that's kind of like who it's for, a little bit about the author. What is the book about, and what are some takeaways that I get? So, those of you guys that don't know, glucose is another word. It's just sugar. It's pretty much what it is. So this book explains sugar and how it works with your body. And she makes a very good point at the very beginning of this book is, we really don't know, or we don't understand how um, food affects us. We don't understand how our moods affect us, and why. We understand how they affect us. We don't understand, like, what's the root cause of that, right? So when you have a headache, you'll take a Tylenol, an aspirin, whatever you take. I'm not a really medication person, so I don't take anything. But if you're someone that takes medication, you take that, and you never really look at the underlying issue. Or maybe it's right after lunch and you're always tired, you're fatigued, and you don't really know why. So maybe you do energy drinks and you're doing all these things, but you never really get to the root of the problem. Well, this book really explains that, explains how not only food affects our mood, affects um, how our body responds, but also everything from stress and how stress affects your body. But it really hones in and focuses on how sugar affects your body, the different kinds of sugar. It explains, at the end of the day, there really is no difference between the two. Um, if so, big takeaways for me. The one thing I really loved about this book is it gives you very actionable steps. So even if you're a novice, you don't know anything about nutrition, you're brand new to this, It the book gives you very actionable steps that you can take like immediately and start seeing immediate results. So I know me, I'm someone who I like results and I like them now. I don't like to wait for results. I like to see results up front. So if you're like that, if you're the kind of person where you want to see upfront results, so you want to see a change in your energy like immediately, or you want to see a change in your mood immediately. The book gives you some very tangible things that you can do right up front, and you will see the results literally the first day. Some of the big takeaways for me, a lot of the information in here, again, since I am in the fitness industry and I've been coaching people on this for years. A lot of it for me was stuff I knew. Whereas if you're not used to this, man, you're going to be like blown away by all the information in here. You're also going to be blown away because she's very good at taking very complex things and making them very simple and easy to understand. So, sometimes when you're reading books on health and nutrition, they're very confusing. There's so much research in it and doctor lingo and medical lingo. It's very kind of hard to follow. So, um, this book is not like that. Now, don't get me wrong, everything's backed up by facts. So it's not like this is something that she just did her guesswork. She did a lot of research, went into this book, which is good because you're actually getting solid information. And nowadays, there's so much bad information out there. It's very easy to quite frankly get led astray. So everything is backed by science. Everything is backed by research she's either done on herself or again, peer reviews and different things like that. Some of the hacks that I really liked and I actually implemented and did see results almost immediately. One of the easy ones, they're all easy, but one of the ones that I did was she talked about, because you have proteins, you have your carbs, and you have your fats. Um, and she mentioned kind of switching the order that you're eating everything, right? So switching the order that you're eating everything. So she mentioned um, do your carbs last. So you have your proteins, you have your carbs, and you have your fats. So you would eat. You want to get fiber in first, like that's what you'd eat first. And it made perfectly good sense how she explained it. So you'd have fiber first. So any greens or anything like that, salad, you want to get that first. After you eat your greens, then you're going to do your protein or your fat. And then the last thing that you're going to take in is your carbs. Doing this, I noticed a difference like almost immediately in my energy level in doing this. I was actually very surprised. So that was probably the biggest hack, and it was so easy to do and made a huge difference. So that was a really, really big hack. But again, overall, I would strongly suggest this is a great read. Um, I actually did the audio. I got the book, but I did not read the book. I listened to the audio. But as I'm glancing through the book, it looks pretty technical. There's a lot of diagrams in here. It could get a little bit confusing, maybe even a little bit overwhelming. The audio was not overwhelming at all. It was easy to listen to, not overwhelming. So either way, I think it's a great option. I would definitely highly recommend this. Let me see what comments do I have. Let's see. This might be a sensitive topic and off topic, but I have a scar on my lip that looks similar to yours. Anything you can say to help me get my confidence back? So, oh, that's no, that's not that's cool. That's a great question. So for me, the scar on my lip actually is from I was in a fight in college actually. I was in a fight, busted my lip open, and just had a scar on my lip ever since. So as far as getting your confidence back, I would say this about it. I think we're all created differently, and that's what makes us special. So as far as like lacking confidence, for me personally, it never bothered me. It just never bothered me. Um, and again, probably because I just don't really worry much about what other people think. Now, that's not to say that I have always been like that. There was plenty of times where there was lots of times actually where I was really worried about what other people think and how they were going to perceive me. And I just got to the point of, it is what it is. So as far as like my scar on my lip, it's never really bothered me like that. I've just kind of went on with it. So I'm not even sure if that really answered your question or if it even really helped, but yeah, don't worry about it. It's not that serious. There's a lot of sometimes we get caught up in the littlest things, and I'm not trying to make light of of your question. I'm not trying to make light of the situation. It's just at the end of the day, it could be so much worse. Like things could be so much worse, and sometimes we focus on the areas that we lack and sometimes we focus on, the areas that maybe we're not complete and whole in instead of, being grateful for everything that we do have, whether it's, there's just so much to be grateful for. I would focus more on that and don't worry about that. But no, I appreciate the question. Let me see if I got any other questions on here. I think we're good. You know what? Let me see because last time the Facebook comments weren't showing. Let me see if the Facebook comments are showing because they're not showing on my computer. Let's see. Oh, Shirley said, "What's up?" Shirley, what's going on? What up? What up? Bum, bum, bum. So that's all I got for you guys. Peace, love, hair grease, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.